As your business grows, so too do your Airtable bases. Maybe your sales team has one, operations has another, finance has their own. And before too long, you're asking yourself the question, well, how do I keep all of this data connected without copying records or updating information in multiple places? In this video, I'll show you how businesses use Airtable Sync to create one source of truth while giving different teams access to exactly the information they need. Hey there, I'm Alex Knowles from automationhelpers.com, and we have helped hundreds of businesses streamline and automate their operations using industry-leading portals, apps, and integrations. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Airtable Sync, one of the most powerful features for building scalable Airtable solutions. Whether you're connecting multiple teams or departments, creating client workspaces, building executive dashboards, or simply trying to keep your data consistent, Airtable Sync allows you to maintain a single source of truth. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how Airtable Sync works, how to set it up, when to use it, when not to use it, and how businesses are using it to build more connected and scalable systems. So let's start with what actually is Airtable Sync. At its core, Airtable Sync allows one Airtable base to share information with another Airtable base automatically. Instead of manually copying records, importing CSV files, or recreating the same data in multiple places, Airtable keeps everything connected for you. To understand how this actually works, we need to understand two key concepts: a source base and a destination base. The source base and the destination base. The source base is where your data lives. Think of it as the single source of truth. This is where your team updates records, adds new information, and manages your data. The destination base is simply consuming that information. Rather than creating another copy of the data that someone has to then maintain, Airtable automatically keeps it synchronized with the source. That means if someone updates a customer, changes a project status, or adds a new record to the source base, those changes automatically appear in every destination that base is connected to. Now, one of the biggest mistakes we see is that people think Airtable Sync can replace good database design. That's simply not true. And for many businesses, everything should still remain within a singular individual Airtable base. Different teams can have their own interfaces, filtered views, and permission levels without ever creating another base. So before you decide to use Airtable Sync, the first question you should ask yourself is, do I actually need another Airtable base? If the answer is no, well, you're usually better off just keeping one single Airtable base. But there are plenty of instances where having multiple Airtable bases makes sense. For example, maybe your sales team has their own CRM, your operations team manages project delivery, finance only needs customer and invoice information, or perhaps you're an agency managing 20 different clients, each with their own dedicated Airtable workspace. In those situations, duplicating information, duplicating records, that becomes a maintenance nightmare. Every customer update has to be made twice. Every project change has to be copied somewhere else. And eventually, nobody knows which version of the data is correct. And that's where Airtable Sync becomes incredibly powerful. It allows you to have one master place, one master base, but you're able to share exactly the information that your team, your department, or an individual should actually see. So now that we understand what Airtable Sync is and when to use it, let's get our hands dirty. So let's look at actually building our first sync, our base sync. Here we've got our CRM, which is where our sales team manage their day-to-day operations. We've got our tables, contacts, companies, deals, templates, and activities. Now, we could go ahead and select share and sync, but I just want to show you what's going to happen. This is our source base. Operations or project management, this is going to be our destination base. Now, we've got projects and tasks. We've also created some fields here, but we can see none of the actual data that we have or are going to have is populated. Now, why would we actually want to connect our CRM to our operations or project management space? Well, because we need to understand the contacts, clients, or companies that we work with. However, we don't want to pass on insensitive information or things like value, contacts. Instead, we just need to know who are we getting the work done for. So we're going to select to add a new table here. Now, you'll notice that there are a lot of options when it comes to sources. We're going to select Airtable Base, and this is going to be the sync. We'll be prompted to select which base. I'm going to search CRM. We do have a few because we create a lot for this video content. It's this one here that we're going to select. We'll then select the table, and then that's going to be contacts, of course, but we also have the ability to select view. I'm going to select grid view. You can, of course, paste in the share link, which is optional to get via here. Now, one thing I should have noticed is if you want, and it's good practice, and I do actually recommend it, is to create a view before you actually set up that syncing. So let's create a new view. I'm just going to duplicate the view of this, and let's call it synced contacts. Then what I'm going to do is go through and actually remove the fields that I don't want the project or the operations team to see. Things like the value of a contact, the contact phone, email, the company or deals, the things that they don't need to see. Now, this is good practice not only because it protects the information of your clients, your contacts, but also if you're providing too much information, it's hard for your team to focus on what actually matters. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've hidden a heap of fields. Here we can see hidden fields. All that we have now is the name of the client contact, the email, and the company that it's actually associated with. You might have a leads table that then populates your contacts table, but we are just doing this simply for a video example. So we're going to jump back into the destination base. The contacts or the CRM is our source base, the destination base, and we're going to select the synced contacts view. We could select the grid view and then move through, and from there, we would have the option to select what fields are visible, but we can do this as well. Let me just quickly jump in and actually ensure that we have spelt correctly. A bit embarrassing here on YouTube, but no stress, that we can see synced contacts. And we'll notice that we're given this prompt. This view doesn't have an active shared view link. So we're going to enable syncing, and that's going to open up a new tab. And if we allow data in this view to be synced to other bases, we'll then see some other options. Here we can see allow data in this view to be synced to bases outside of our workspace. So this is when you have clients using other workspaces. You've got bases that live within an Airtable workspace and then separate workspaces. So currently I'm using the automation helpers workspace. I might have another workspace for other work, but not important. We also have the ability to allow edits from other bases. So let's say we want a two-way sync. You can have this set up here, but we are not going to do that because we don't need to update and edit the contact information. We just need to bring it into our operations base so that we can see who we are working with. Here we can see the synced link tables there. We're able to select that and create a new syncable view, but let's move back. All right, so this is all sorted. Sync this view, view sync activity. We can copy the shared sync view link. I'm just going to paste it in here. And there we go next. Now we did have the option to first just select the base table view, or we can use the view link. Let me show you again. We select the base, CRM, boom, table, contacts, view, synced contacts, next. And that's going to give in about 30 seconds. Here we go. Select view fields to sync. That's what I was mentioning. We have the ability here. All fields in this source can be brought over to our destination base, or we could select only specifics. So you could create a customized new specific view where you actually set what those fields are. And that is good practice because you can view here, okay, that's what it's going to look like in our destination base. Or you could just use your basic view with all of that information and then decide which fields are actually going to be visible. We've also got advanced here, which field should be used as the primary field. Pretty straightforward, your title for the contacts table, that's going to be name. Next, here we can see this enables syncing fields as linked records instead of plain text. You can always import these tables later. Here we can see companies because that's a linked field. So we do want to sync this. And we're going to go next. And then here we see create sync table. The source, the settings, edit source records. No, we don't want that functionality. Perhaps you do. You do want your destination base to be able to edit the source base records, but that's not great practice. Okay, we're going to create that table. And then we'll wait for that to load and populate and syncing. We'll probably have to wait a minute. There we go. Synced contacts. So we're going to move this over here and we can see that that has now been populated. We've got the name, the email, and the companies. Now, if we jump into projects and we're going to change this field, the client contact single line text, to link to another record. We're going to select our synced contacts. We're going to save, and then the lookup fields will appear where we can have the email, the companies. We'll add 2 fields. And now if we create a new project, we're able to directly pull in our contacts, our clients. And here we can see we've now populated the email and the security, not the security, the companies. Okay, so here we can see we're unable to actually edit that. And just like that, we've created a syncing between separate bases of our Airtable workspace. But that's well and good. Let's actually make sure that this works. So firstly, let's jump into, I'm just going to hide the view here. Let's update some of the information. We'll say Selena's last name is not Kyle, it's Kylie. The phone number is now going to be 1, blah, blah, blah. We'll put that in. And let's actually also add a new contact. We'll add myself. Remove. Yes, I understand that. alex.knowles@mail. The phone, I'm just going to put in something quick. I won't worry about the others. If we jump into our base, let me just close this. We'll see that instantly we've had Selena Kylie update. We see Alex Knowles has come through, and successfully our source base is synced to our destination base. We can now use this throughout our operations base to ensure that we get our work done and that our team is focused. Now, one thing that we should mention is that historically there were some limitations in Airtable Sync, because if you synced a table, the contacts table, with your base, you wouldn't be able to pull in the information from other tables. We saw that we had the linked table of companies here. That's able to now be pulled through in Airtable Sync, so there's no longer a limitation there. If you are aware of that, don't stress, it's no more, and you can actually bring in linked information, but of course you have to ensure that it's actually included in the shared and synced table. Now, before I let you go, it is possible to sync multiple bases. We just looked at how we could connect a source base to a destination base, but we can bring in multiple source bases to that destination base. However, we're not going to dive into it into this video. I left a link in the description below. If you do want to see how you can connect multiple bases beyond just 2, well, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to create a video on that. If your business is currently looking at how you can do more, set up better automations, and streamline your business operations with a tool like Airtable, well, we are here to help. I've left a link in the description of this video where you can get a free 30-minute consultation with our experts at Automation Helpers. So if your business is ready to make that step, don't hesitate. Go ahead and book that consultation and see how we can help you. I'll see you in the next video.